Last on the agenda is Vicki Wallace, the chair of the Snowy River Alliance and member of the newly formed Snowy Advisory Committee. Vicki's a woman of many talents. She's a farmer and a tireless volunteer with numerous community groups and good causes. Vicki will be speaking about the Snowy River Alliance and some of our goals and what's on our wish list.
Yes, and a few other things as well. Look, I think it's really valuable to see the amount of work that has been done by LLS and how much you've heard today has been achieved by what has already been done, but how much more we've still got to do with the Snowy. But I'll just say thank you to everybody for turning up today. Thank you very much to some of our special attendees, Fiona, Councillor Cavalieri, thank you very much for attending. Of course, Snowy Hydro, brave man, congratulations. Along with a lot of our other semi-governmental officials who have, I asked them whether they were going to wear their flak jackets, but they were brave enough not to wear any bulletproof vests today. So thanks a lot to all of our very special keynote speakers who have reinforced how much has been achieved for the Snowy, while still acknowledging that there are still many hurdles and issues to be dealt with, such as how to get the Moamba flowing straight back into the river and get a natural headwater. How do we get most bang for our buck out of the reduced availability of water in drought times? And what was the Snowy licence review all about, and did our submissions make a difference to the outcomes? And did you know about the damage downstream on the pest animals, or the issue about the platypus? So thanks to all of our presenters today. You did a really excellent job, and I think that it's a great opportunity to hear so many diverse views and facts and information. So thank you very much. And because of this style of information and facts and personal ability to speak of what people know about the Snowy, that's why Snowy River Day is so important, because it gives people information to bring them up to speed on what's happening in the river, and also these keynote speakers who know so much about the river, not just scientifically, such as our wonderful Claire Miller, though obviously she's got quite a good environmental background as well, but she's been there for the long haul. But then we've all got other speakers like Terry, who has now sort of picked up the reins of this advisory committee, who will be helping us advise government to enable the Snowy to continue to a healthy recovery, but also to consider what else is missing out of the mix. And we had great water down the river this week, not as big as we'd like, but we can't complain. Well, we can complain, but sorry, that's not in my notes, but I just had to say it. The issue of low levels in the dam, not allowing the water coming out of the spillway, does really change what can happen in the river, because when we did get the water out of the spillway, it was roaring down there, and the changes in the river with that roaring is what we're trying to achieve. But anyway, as my daughter-in-law quite often says, it is what it is. So we've just got to suck it up. Whether or not we didn't get the water out of the spillway, it was a pretty amazing day for everybody, but also obviously for us campaigners who have been in and dealing with this case for at least 25 years or longer, like Louise Crisp and her family, the Richardsons down in Victoria, the Whites, and many of our campaigners have come and gone, but Snowy River Alliance feel that unless we've got a fair deal sewn up, we will be still here and ranting and raving until we get the results. I think one of the biggest misconceptions made by the general public is that the Snowy has been totally fixed. They see some pictures like we've seen before with all that water coming out of the dam, and they think it's back to a healthy river, which is far from true. I wish it was, and then I might have a life. But and I also might get on top of my housework, but the fact that I still have to keep on campaigning gives me a great excuse of why I haven't cleaned my oven or done that ironing. Look, I have my son bringing me home fantastic trout now out of the snowy. He has really been having a great time in the last couple of years. But the legislation says we will get 21%, but as we've already heard, that's only in a wet year. And the past couple of years have been wet, but here we are looking at only 12%. So, you know, unless Noah turns up with his ark, we're going to be stuck with what we've got currently. So our concern is if we only continue to get this 12%, which is quite on the cards, this could mean the Snowy is going to be in a recovery mode for 50 years, which is really, that's not recovery, is it? Look, the Snowy has come off life support. I've seen what it was when I first turned up here 25 years ago. It was disgraceful. But it's still got a long way to go. And, you know, if you put money on climate change, the issue about the ice pack that feeds the Snowy, they could very well be significantly reduced. So that's another hurdle. We've seen plenty of positive signs, but there still has an awful lot to be sorted out in the equation of how we're going to get a healthy Snowy River. One that can provide benefits, both social, economic, cultural, as well as environmental. I also know that there are many people who say this water is wasted. But the Snowy was left with only 1% for 50 years. A drought of imaginable magnitude for 50 years. How do you think we would go for a drought that lasted 50 years? So, in addition, this river has delivered billions of dollars via profits from electricity, agriculture, water entitlements and GST on top of that for almost half a century. It's made Australia rich through giving up its water, but it's still treated as a poor cousin when it comes to reparation. The respect for what the Snowy has contributed to Australia's bottom line has gone totally unrecognised in this entire process. And in the past, when I've heard this phrase, that the Snowy needs to pay compensation, it makes my blood boil, and it still does. The Snowy has never been given a fair go, and it's very un-Australian. I want to thank all of those that have participated in fighting for the Snowy, both past and current. Actually, I was going to mention when Claire said the word obfuscation. I want to remember John Gallard and some of our past presidents who absolutely love that word obfuscation. Nobody actually knows what it means, but it basically means being very difficult to deal with and very belligerent. So thank you very much for bringing John Gallard back into today's mix. I'd like to think that the word challenging, which is what basically the Snowy River Alliance has been, we've been challenged all the way along, but challenges can sometimes translate into pretty positive outcomes, like we've seen with our flows this week and for the last period. The Snowy River Alliance is the gatekeeper and the squeaky wheel for the Snowy River. So I welcome all of you to become members and join the SRA. And I say the more the merrier. We can never have enough people talking with the same voice, and through our members it then extends our voice, especially with the new tool of social media. The key to success, especially in situations like the Snowy, is people power. It made a difference in the past, and we need to go into the future to build on the Snowy's current gains. And, yes, here we are. We have membership forms that you can all sign when you want to, that is. But also in good partnerships, you need good partnerships with other stakeholders, and it's absolutely critical. So I'd like to acknowledge that we already have some great partners. Bob Davis has come on board as a great partner, thank you very much. The ABC that was here today, National Parks, Upper Snowy Land Care, and of course the guys that have been there holding our hand for the last couple of years, the Southeast LLS. We've known them through all the different morphings of them being the Southern Catchment Management Authority, where we first came to know Graham Enders, and he's been with us along the whole way too as well. They have shared our vision of the Snowy as a prized natural resource, not to be undervalued, but to be made the best the Snowy it can be, even with all the competing issues and challenges. And yes, we all recognise that it will never go back to its former glory, but its recovery from a disused gutter is something which has been recognised globally as a world-first achievement, and it's something that we should all be proud of. But these gains must continue. We've also seen an immense change in our relationships with New South Wales State Government, and all for the better. It's been pretty ugly in the past, but we feel recently that it's turned the corner and it has really made a difference in the feeling that we are now part of the process and progress. So thank you very much for you guys that we've come to know in the last few years. And in relation to progress and a goal, the Snowy River Alliance would also like to see progress to get a natural headwater. And we're saying, if we can only get 12% of environmental water, then give the Snowy River water that has more environmental integrity and certainty. All natural rivers have a headwater. So should and could the Snowy. But right now the Snowy starts at the dam wall. No amount of water from Jindabyne Dam, which is inert, it's just like water setting in a bathtub. It can't replicate the dynamic nature of water from the upper reaches of the Southern Catchment. The water from the Moonbar, which is the small tributary of the Snowy which comes out below the dam wall, could provide this, as it only represents about 3% of the total water that the Snowy is entitled to. It could easily act as a surrogate, and it could act as a surrogate headwater if its water wasn't piped out of the Moambe into the dam wall and then delivered back over the dam into the Snowy. It is double handling with negative effects. This water has less ecological structure when it finally goes into the Snowy. This idea is doable, and it's been flagged as a variation option to get water into the Snowy in all of the previous water licence reviews. And yes, it's already been analysed within an inch of its life, and it has the backing of scientists. The Snowy River Alliance maintains that we can't have all the water the Snowy is entitled to, the 21%, at least give us high environmentally beneficial water, as well as giving the Snowy the natural headwater that it so desperately deserves. So I hope you all go away with, from this day, being more aware of the issues, but also confident that the Snowy is going to be going in the right direction. We now had the advisory committee right there in the mix to do some good work that can finally make some tangible differences, both socially, economically, cultural, as well as environmentally. It was a challenge just to get these water savings to start the flows, but it has happened. But through this committee and its considerations, they can be made to see what can be done with these flows to make a difference to our communities and people's lives. Whether it means variations so that Snowy can finally get a headwater, or encouraging aspects for more fishing, more water in some of the paddling opportunities, ecotourism, but all of this can bring great benefits to many, but also to the region of the Monero. Now, we'd like Council to recognise this. I know that summer tourism has become quite an important thing, and we will be hoping to hook up with our local council to keep this on the ball. So anyway, make sure that you put Snowy River Day on your calendar for next year so you can hear some more good stories, get a free feed. And also, I'd like to thank, again, all of the people that have spoken, but also more importantly, the executive of the Snowy River Alliance who made this day happen, but also their partners. So can you all put our hands together for We're a small band of people with very diverse ability. And also, I think we have to say a big thank you to Julie Pearson, who's going to adequately feed and water us, and the cakes were fabulous, Jules. So, and also all the extra helpers that have come on board today as well. So look, thank you very much, and see you next year. Be there or be square.